This channel is for educational purposes only. Please do your own due diligence before making any investment decisions.
Hi, this is Joe Rabil, and what we're going to do today is we're going to talk. It's a two time frame setup I want to go through. On the higher time frame, the setup pattern is something I don't talk about too often, but it's a great pattern to be on the lookout for at bottoms. Okay, and during a base or inside a base, and then on the what we're going to try and do and explain here is show the difference between where you're taking a trading play versus looking for a trending move. All right, so let's go ahead and get going with this. Now, some of these things are discussed in my book. You can click the link on the description. And when I get into more detail, I give a lot more detail in the course, but you're going to find, I think this is a very good starting place to look at the book. Also, if you do enjoy this content, please hit that like button and also subscribe. That really would help the channel. Okay, I've got the stock of Honeywell up, all right, and I've got a daily chart on the right and a hourly chart on the left, all right. Now, what I've mentioned to my subscribers, when I look at a daily and an hourly, I consider this a swing trade, all right. A swing trade can last anywhere from a couple days to a couple weeks. Now, I used to use the shares, right? I would just buy the stock when I did these type of trades. But what I have found with all the volatility and everything, that I actually have better luck trading options when I'm going to do these types of trades. And what I do is I look at the amount of money I was going to risk in the stock. All right. So if just to give you the numbers and keep it simple, if I have a $100,000 account, risk 1%, that's $1,000. Okay. That I'm going to risk to my stop when I buy the stock. Okay. Now, what I would do is take that $1,000 and put it in the options and find an option that makes sense. Give it, 3 weeks or something like that. You give yourself plenty of time to see if this can play out in your favor. All right. Now, let me just show you what the pattern is. So on the right side is the setup time frame or the daily chart. And we want to start there. And one of the things I wanted to look at is we're making this move to the downside, and then we make a move up, right? We show some strength, and then we have an ABC correction kind of coming back down. Now, we never turn the trend back to the upside. So this is essentially just kind of a test of the low. And we don't have any kind of a reversal yet in place. However, if you notice what happened here, this ran up to the 18, and then it basically formed a little, almost like a little bull flag here, okay? And that pattern is something you need to be on the lookout for. And if you notice what happened is the 4 started working down and it was parallel to the 18. So that parallel lines pattern is something we want to be on the lookout for, especially when the MACD holds its signal line. So we have a situation where price is kind of walking just beneath the 18, but the MACD is actually holding. So it's a type of situation where I'm looking for follow through to the upside. Okay. Now, there's a couple other things that are taking place here. One of the things we want to look at is this is a negative peak. All right. So I would mark this negative. That's a negative peak here, right? Because red is the one on top and causing the move. And then we get this negative peak, and then we get a green peak here. All right. That's lower than the red peak. So we don't have an official turn yet. And then we get another red peak here that's very, very low. Okay, so we want to compare this peak here to this peak. We're not comparing it to the plus peak. We compare the minus peaks. Okay, I hope this makes sense. Again, this is something that you need to understand if you're going to use ADX. So this is a negative peak. This is a positive peak. This is a negative peak. We want to compare the negative peaks. And if you notice, price actually goes to a lower low, but the peak can't even get above 25. So we should be on the lookout for a reversal. Now, a reversal just means, to me, the reversal just means that the 18 is going to cross above the 40. Price is going to be, we're going to have a reversal of the trend. The trend was down, and we're going to turn it back up. All right. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to follow through and keep going after that, but it means that we've got, probably a pretty decent move coming. All right. Now, if you notice, we don't have a strong ADX condition in place when this is setting up right here. So during this setup right here, we're evaluating how strong the ADX is. Well, the ADX is saying we're looking for a reversal, but it doesn't have any kind of real trend strength. So this is trend strength based on the ADX to the upside, right? That's the type of thing that if we have, then we're looking for a trending move, a strong trending move. Now, in a reversal, the green DI is all you need, right? So in this pullback, I'm okay with this in thinking that we could play a trending move because green DI is starting to show up after a big declining phase. All right. I hope I'm not confusing everyone by giving you so much information all at once. But green DI, if it starts to kick in, we can play this as a trending move, and especially when we get ADX to confirm after. Now we know we're in a trending play that probably has more upside to it. Now, let's just get back to this one signal here. We're moving, we get a pullback. Now, this is the pullback on this time frame on the hourly chart. All right, if you notice what takes place, we get an ABC correction. Now, it's interesting the way it played out because it dropped down and then it rallied into the zone. Okay, it never crossed back above the 40. It rallied into the zone between the 18 and the 40. All right, so at this point, this is really important. What we're going to watch and see is when it comes down, does it follow through to the downside? And in this case, it really just had one bar down and then it turned right back up. So I love this pattern when it happens, where not only does it come down and test the low and fail to keep going, right, and turn it into a new downtrend, it comes down and it undercuts this low. So we get a little mini undercut and rally pattern. You see how that plays out, where we undercut the low, and then we rally up, and then we come back and test that low that was undercut. That's exactly what took place here. Now, when that happened, it actually took place. What took place was a pinch play, because I'm going to show you on this little mini pinch here. Let's just look at the MACD. MACD actually holds above the signal line. Okay, so we get a divergent pattern where, let's just show you again. MACD actually makes a double bottom, while price makes a lower low. Then it makes a pinch play pattern on this pullback and forms a little cross on the candlestick pattern. And then as it's taking out the high of these two bars right here, that is your trigger. Now, you could have waited until it finished, the big green bar finished. There's no problem with that as your trigger. But this is one of my favorite entry points, okay, where we are looking at something that goes into the zone between the 18 and the 40, but it can't cross above the 40. And then it comes down and tests this prior low. And it might undercut it a little bit, but if it reverses quickly, then we know we should be on the lookout for a reversal to the upside. All right. So very powerful tool to have when we're looking for an entry point. Now, keep something in mind. I have been saying this a lot on this channel. All right. This is where, so this is the left side of the turn, and this is the right side of the turn. All right, and that means we've got the 18 falling here on this time frame right to this point, and now it starts to turn to the upside here. All right, so we want to buy on the right side here. We do not want to buy on the left side. If this line is still falling, we are too early. If you're buying on this side, you're too early, okay? You got to avoid trying to call low and buy right off the bottom, or buy when it's going down, or trying to just, get into something like this move here. So this is a great example. Let's say this crossed above the 40 here and close, and you buy with this still declining. Well, you're probably at risk to see this come down and take you out like that. Okay, so you got to be really careful. When I see a move like this, with this is still declining, I'm always kind of waiting for the pullback to the 18. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. This was actually, to me, this was the pullback to the 18, because the 18 is cupping around. And then this bar really confirms everything right here. So I'm trying to give you a lot of detail into how to enter these trades. Okay, and what I'm trying to do is keep you from buying something that is a loser right away. So if you buy something and you're down in it right away, you immediately want to get out of the trade. You're trying to find a way to exit the trade. You're looking for a reason to get out. Okay, I know this because this is the way I used to do it. And even now, if I'm in a trade and it's working against me for the first day or two or something like that, I still have that antsy feeling like, what did I do wrong? Am I looking at this incorrectly? But I'm just telling you that's not necessarily the case. You might be doing everything right, but your timing could be off by a few bars. And if you're off by a few bars and you don't get the timing right, it puts the whole trade in question in your mind. So we always want to get in. I really like to have that trade in a profit, after the first day or two. If you have that, then all of a sudden you have a lot more confidence that you've done everything right and the trade's going to work in your favor. All right, it's a psychological small thing, but it can make a huge difference in your trading and how you follow your plan. That's the goal, is to follow your plan. Now, there's other point here that I do want to mention. If you draw this in, you can see we broke the downtrend line. So that was the 1. Right? And then we came down and tested the low and undercut it a little bit, but that was the 2. So the move up from here is forming the 2 low. The 2 low is forming here, and then you get this extra little move around the 18. So I always want to be buying the 2 turn when I have confidence that there's a shift taking place on the higher time frame. All right, so that's how I would put it together using these 2 time frames now. And if you do that, I think you, again, stay to the right side and make sure, when you're looking at this, make sure that you've got the pattern in place, that the pattern on the higher time frame and the pattern on the lower time frame that's telling you that this is the entry. All right, and it's time to go, because we're trying to get in this right as it's starting to move up again, and then again, I would probably only play this for a trading move when I don't have a lot of strength in the ADX at this point. I'm looking at this as a reversal play, and a reversal play I tend to look at as a trading move up to the next resistance area, which is exactly where this got, and then it basically worked its way back down. Now this play is a little bit different. The 18's turning back up above the 40. Both lines are turning to the upside. We got a nice pinch, and DI is starting to come alive after a turn. So I could play this for a bigger move. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. We'll see you next time.